trying really hard not to laugh at a very, very serious situation. Rosemary. Rosemary called Musu Prince Charming. Okay, the guy who saved Totu, the guy with the swastika tattoo and the rock spider tattoo, the guy who charged her $500 to mail a package, and then $500 to clear it through customs, and then $500 for taxes, and then never picked it up from the post office. This guy told her he put makeup on his face and said he got beat up and he needed bodyguards. And Rosemary paid for his bodyguards, paid for his rent. He beat up Shalali too. That's serious. That's not funny, but beat up Shalali too. But then put makeup on himself, like a black guy, and said, I need bodyguards. Rose, help me. And when Rosemary was paying so much money to get access to Totu, she was supposed to be able to FaceTime whenever she wants. She could just talk to them, she doesn't even speak the language, but so a few times they wouldn't call her because she's gone. And first Shalali was on vacation, couldn't talk on vacation. She drops her phone in the toilet, so she couldn't show Totu. Rosemary buys her a new phone, and then it happens again. The only true thing Canola ever said, Shalali does not give a shit about that child. All along, Rosemary is calling him Prince Charming, her hero, saying everyone go gift in his lives. All along he's doing this to her. She went out and bought little leopard dresses and outfits for Totu, posted them. That this is what she's mailing. It's like a little reborn doll. Like, this is disturbing. This is disturbing. They're taking advantage of the elderly. She's like a toy in her head. And Musu, they call her Grandmother Rosebud. Meanwhile, Rosemary's paying his rent. Miss Truth and Swan are also paying his rent. It's only $300 a month. Then she buys him a car, a new bar. She sent $30,000. That's fucking fucked up. And all along, he didn't have Totu. And the only reason he's even a part of this story is because people found pictures of him with Totu in his bed with, she didn't have pants on when she was supposed to be in the hospital. And people reached out and asked, oh, are you Totu's mom's new boyfriend? He said, no, I wouldn't touch her with a 10-foot pole. But I'll have her in my lap. Sammy and Swan were told this from him, and yet they told everyone they were a couple anyway to make it seem like they were one big happy family. And also, Totu's real dad got that same week, so he was forced to step up, obviously. Semi has been so controlling about every piece of information about Totu, about the money. If people are a day late to their donation, she harasses them and calls them and says, how dare you embarrass me? She's never donated a cent. She's getting a cut. One night, Totu wouldn't sleep, and so they called a priest to do an exorcism. That had to be Rosemary's idea. She's a very God-fearing woman. They're Muslim. What? They called a priest to do an exorcism? What are you talking about? Did he charge money too? I'm sure he did. Oh my God. What the fuck did I do? Even after Shalali drops all her phones in the toilet, every picture still has this little Galaxy 22 at the bottom with the shitty ass quality. Semi's still a mega fan of Canola. They still talk. This is Semi's artwork Canola's holding in her latest post. Semi's probably the one who photoshopped these pictures, but Totu could have done a better job photoshopping them. As Clint said, look at the lobster claws, the fingers, the eyes. The more you look, the worse it gets. This was supposed to be showing a nice day out at the beach. They're spoiling Totu, right? And yet you can see it's a tile floor in the kitchen with dining plates. Like, you wouldn't take that to the beach. And it's the beach 1 minute, and then it's pine trees and dirt the next, with the blended in blanket. Totu must have gotten an exorcism because her hands are on backwards. They're actually holding a Fanta bottle backwards. Swan has so much accountability here. She is a major part of this, and she's just disappeared, changed her name. She has been in the ears of everyone, in their messages, neck breathing, asking for money, explaining stuff since she was defending Knoll. She's tried to infiltrate my group so many times. She's turned my friends against me. She's tried to isolate me. She spends so much time on this. She calls people constantly, all day. 1-800-CALL-SWAN. Be manipulated. She'll cry to you. She'll send you these pictures if you send her money. And if you post them, she'll herself, so you better not. Swan says she's been so depressed about all this, so she can't be involved. And yet she's involved everywhere. She can't, she's not allowed to share these pictures from Shalali, so nobody can post them. But please donate, and she'll send more. And her family's so mad at her for getting involved in this because her niece, her pregnant niece that Semi mentioned, whose child was supposedly, posted first, her niece is a big influencer in Turkey and doesn't want to be associated with this. You know what I just realized? Remember how I said the only child from your guys' side who was ever mentioned was Bashi's sisters, because she was pregnant. And people were like, why is Bashi going to be around a kid? That's bad. Bashi's a big influencer in Turkey. Bashi is your niece, isn't she? Gotcha. Also, when I posted about Sirksin, he commented on Bashi's page and said, Bashi, can you help me defend my reputation too? Because Kelsey's posting about me. She said, yes, I'll write to you, brother. And Semi replied and said, we haven't heard from you yet. Semi is an artist. Sirksin's a Photoshop artist. Swan has a pregnant niece. Bashi's sister was pregnant. Swan flew to Turkey and had a gossip sesh about me with Knoll, posted it. Have you even been following this closely? This is all gonna sound like crazy, probably won't make any sense, but the ones who know. Oh my God, Rosemary, girl, I already know she's gonna post. I've been on the phone with attorneys all day about Kelsey's post. Try me. You thought Miss Kratom Queen was me and Marie for months, and we're posting about how we didn't have custody of our kids when you just literally made that up. You've defamed us and slandered us for so long. It's not my fault you believed Musu dropped his phone in the toilet and needed bodyguards and got beat up. And girl, that's on you. Semi's still saying Shalali's with her and she's with her aunt, and they're just so great. But Totu's actually sick again, you guys. Another GoFundMe on its way. Just stop. I don't know if anyone believes you. Anybody who says they believe you doesn't. They just don't want to admit that people they don't like are right. Me and Marie. And they can't get over their egos, but they know. Everyone knows. Give it up. This is just disturbed at this point. When we bring it all back down, it's actually really sad. You go to all this effort, all these little fucking fake ass pictures and outings. Where the fuck is Totu? You don't have her. You don't. None of you even talk to Shalali or Musu anymore, I bet. Shalali's in Knoll's car with blonde hair. Little identity change to go to Turkey. So they did go to Turkey, and they probably did go out with their plan to sell her to somebody there. Whatever that means, wherever she is. None of them can get pictures of her anymore either. She's gone. She's gone, and you guys helped them do that. Rosemary, I have a vacation property you might be interested in. In all seriousness, you should all be extremely ashamed. It's actually over.